Hello, friends. Welcome to Rooting Happiness. Wish you all a very, very happy new year. Happy 2020. I'm so excited to step into 2020, and I hope that you guys are also excited to step into this new year because a new year for me means new beginnings. You start the year on a clean slate, leave all of whatever's happened in the last year behind and move forward, look forward to a brand new year. And with this new year, there is always a new hope to have a beautiful year ahead. And this year, I want to start this year with sharing something that has really changed my life over the years. I used to be a very anxious person, and I used to really get anxiety attacks, sometimes even panic attacks. And I know I'm a therapist, so I know exactly how a panic attack or an anxiety attack can rule your life, and can really sabotage a lot of the things that you want to do because you're feeling so much of anxiety and panic about something, right? So today I'm going to share what is exactly anxiety, and I'm going to make this into two videos. So in this first video, I'm going to share about what anxiety is and how can we understand what anxiety is. Also, the difference between anxiety, nervousness, and fear, right? So I'm going to share some of these things, and in the next video I'm going to share a few techniques that you can use to manage this anxiety, right? So let's get started with understanding what exactly anxiety is. So anxiety is an emotion, right? Like we all know, anxiety is an emotion. Now there is a difference between feeling anxiety, feeling nervousness versus feeling fear or terror, right? What is the difference? So let's start with nervousness, right? When we say that I'm feeling the nerves, I'm just a little nervous about something, it means that there is something happening within you, either thought wise or emotion wise, physically, that you're feeling. When you say that I'm feeling butterflies in my stomach, it could be good nervous energy. Nervousness generally is a healthy emotion that pushes us towards taking action about a certain situation or a certain area of life that we are entering into. It generally happens to us when we are faced with a new situation, right? Something that we have never faced in our life before. If it is new, we would generally tend to feel a little nervous. And like I said, nervousness is a healthy emotion. So feeling a little nervous is fine, because nervousness actually helps us to be a little more alert, and it helps us to take more action towards what we want to do. Now, what is fear? Or real life-threatening fear, right? So let's say, for example, if I am in a situation where I go to a mall to shop, and there is somebody in the mall that has a knife, and this person puts the knife in front of me, tries to rob me. Now this is a life-threatening situation, because this person has the access to a knife which is actually so dangerous that it can kill me, right? So it is a life-threatening situation. So for me to feel terror, or for me to feel absolute fear, is very, very normal, right? That is a very normal response that I would have in such a situation, that I'm feeling so much of terror and fear because this person can kill me. And in that situation, what will happen is that my flight or fight response is going to get activated in the body, which means that I can get sweaty hands, my heart can race really, really hard, really, really quickly, to the point that sometimes I can actually hear my heartbeats. It's beating so fast, it's beating so quickly. Also, I will get a lot of energy in my body, because I will have to use that energy in my body to run. Right? So I will need energy in my body. So what happens generally with fear is we get a lot of energy in the body, and that energy helps us to generally run away from the situation, or if we are the kind of people, it generally helps us to also attack, because we need energy to even attack the danger, right? So if this person is with a knife, I would need the energy in my body to actually attack the person, take the knife away from the person, and make myself feel safe, right? So a lot of energy comes into our body when we feel this fear, and the flight and flight response gets activated in the body. Now, also another thing that can happen with such a situation is we can just feel frozen in fear, which means that I am so frozen and I'm in so much of shock that I have no idea how to respond to the situation. And that is a little more dangerous, because the person then can do anything to me and I will not know how to respond. So it is going to kind of, make me feel more at danger, or more in... I would feel like I have no control at all. If I can fight the person, I am a little more in control. If I can run away from there, I am a little more in control. But if I am frozen in fear, I have lost all control. So a freeze response, which happened a lot with me when I used to face anxiety. A freeze response is also a response that happens to a lot of people who face anxiety, where they don't have absolutely no idea how to react or respond to that situation, and they just feel almost like they are paralyzed. Now this is what fear can do to you, like real dangerous, life-threatening fear, right? Now let's come to anxiety. What is anxiety? Anxiety is not very different from the fear, or at least the physical response of how we experience anxiety in the body is not very different from the way we experience fear in the body. So our heart rate will increase, we will breathe more shallowly, and we will have a lot of energy in the body. We'll have sweaty palms, we'll sweat, we'll be extremely alert. So all of these things will happen to us when we are feeling anxiety. But what is the biggest difference between fear and anxiety? The difference is that in that case where we are experiencing absolute terror and fear, it is more about a life-threatening situation where we know our life is at risk. Whereas when we are going through a phase of anxiety, or when we are in an anxiety-provoking situation, it's not so much about our life being in danger, but it's more about us, as we call ourselves emotional beings, emotional bodies. Our emotions are at risk. So when we say our emotions are at risk, what do I mean? I feel vulnerable. I will feel like I am being threatened emotionally. I will feel like my self-esteem is taking a very, very low dive, and I will feel like I'm absolutely worthless. So these are some of the things that I will feel when I am in an anxiety-provoking situation, right? Also thoughts like, oh my God, this is so bad, will happen to me, these kind of thoughts will come. Oh my God, now what's going to happen? This person's not going to react very well to me. What am I going to do, So all of these thoughts start circling in our mind, because we feel like we are being attacked emotionally. Right? Not so much physically, but more emotionally. We are attacked emotionally, we are attacked psychologically, mentally, however that you want to put it. That's when we feel anxiety. And that's generally how anyone who's facing anxiety would be feeling, more emotionally threatened rather than physically life threatened. And that's when you understand that you are facing an anxiety-provoking situation, or you are going through anxiety, or you're going through an anxiety attack, right? So I hope you like this video. In the next video, I'm going to share about the tips of how to manage anxiety. So please stay tuned, and thank you so much for watching, and please share it with people who you think will benefit from this information. Thank you.